Today, I will introduce you to a technique. It's not just another blockchain technology, not another blockchain. This technology is not just another iteration of blockchain commonly seen in the market. Existing blockchains have not overcome the technical limitation barrier of scalability, security, decentralization, so-called trilemma of blockchain. We have solved this trilemma with the technology structure itself. The existing blockchain was a platform to run the app or only one decentralized application. But that era is over. The technology we created is the backbone on which entire industries can stand, a true infrastructure level blockchain. We have not created just another blockchain. We have built the infrastructure that makes industries run again. From now on, I will introduce the essence of this technology. This technology is not just another blockchain. From now on, I'm going to briefly introduce how this technology is structurally different and what core technologies are embedded. First, we solved trilemma for the first time. It is the first technology that truly overcomes the trilemma: scalability, security, and decentralization. Second, our technology has more than 32,000 TPS per second. And this performance scales linearly with CPU power, a blockchain that evolves in step with hardware advancements. Have you ever imagined it? Third, our technology provides the best security. We've built post-quantum cryptography right into the core architecture. That's what makes it inherently resilient to quantum attacks. So, even as the era of quantum computing arrives, this technology will continue to deliver sustainable, future-proof security. Fourth, the mainnet is open source, but the core source code remains proprietary. This way, we open an ecosystem accessible to everyone while preserving technological sovereignty and competitiveness. And lastly, this technology is not just for specific industries. It is already complete as a framework ready to serve for various industries, enterprises, and institutions. We can provide an optimized mainnet for each industry, from NFTs, GameFi, DAO, and even public institutions. It's not just a working blockchain. It's the infrastructure itself for the industry to actually operate. Earlier, I walked you through the core elements of our technology. Now, let me show you concretely how structured different it is compared to the leading blockchains you already know. First, block creation time. Bitcoin averages 10 minutes. Ethereum takes about 12 seconds. Ours? Less than 1 second, which means virtually no delay in transaction processing. Next, scalability, TPS. Bitcoin, about 7 transactions per second. Ethereum, about 30. Ours, a baseline of 32,000 TPS. And here's the difference. As CPU performance increases, our TPS scales linearly with it. In other words, as hardware evolves, our blockchain evolves right alongside it. Confirmation time. We complete transactions in just a few seconds. The difference in perceived speed compared to existing chain is simply incomparable. Structural differences. We are the first blockchain to solve the trilemma at the architecture level while also delivering exceptional energy efficiency. It's designed with high efficiency and low power consumption, and the system can expand as green, sustainable infrastructure. And finally, security. Existing chains are all exposed to the risk of quantum computers, but we have already embedded post-quantum cryptography, a quantum-resistant architecture. This is not the security for today. It is security built ahead of its time. All these numbers don't just mean faster. They mean the technology itself has changed. The structure itself is different. A structure strong enough for industries to build on without collapsing. This is not just another blockchain platform. It is the infrastructure on which real industries can truly operate. Now, let me introduce the very first real-world project where our technology will be applied. It is the world's first fully blockchain-based exchange. This is the first time such a model has been realized commercially anywhere in the world. Traditional exchanges depend on central servers, and that structure always leaves the door open to insider manipulation, hacking, and data tampering. But with our technology, every transaction is written directly to the blockchain ledger, operating in real time with full immutability. In other words, it is technically impossible to manipulate, and trust comes not from marketing, but from the technology itself. This exchange is currently undergoing legal consulting in Hong Kong, and its technology is already prepared to a level where commercial implementation is possible. This project is not an experiment, but reality. Not a concept, but operation. Not just technology, but a structure innovation. Now, I will explain how this structure can shake up the entire industry on the next slide. The technology we are introducing now is not about simply attaching blockchain to existing industries. It's a technology that can be dismantle the industrial structure itself and redesign it from scratch. Let's compare the existing structure with the changes brought by our technology across representative industries. First, the exchanges we discussed earlier. Traditional exchanges rely on central servers constantly exposed to hacking or insider manipulation risks. Our technology, however, records every transaction in real time on the blockchain ledger. As a result, it becomes tamper-proof and enables self-auditing by design. In the NFT sector, minting is often counterfeited or impossible to verify. Our system simultaneously performs multiple hash verifications during minting, technically guaranteeing authenticity in real time. What about GameFi and Web3? Most projects today are bound to public chains, suffering from fee issues and traffic bottlenecks. Our technology can provide each project with an independent mainnet, enabling complete sovereignty and ultra-fast smart contract execution. In the metaverse, assets and identities are logged into centralized platforms, binding users to the system. With our technology, we enable DID-based ownership and full freedom of asset mobility. In short, we return economic sovereignty in the metaverse back to the users. Finally, let's look at the public and financial sectors. Existing systems lack regulatory compliance and data sovereignty. This technology, however, enables customization for each nation or institution, allowing us to design chains that clearly guarantee data ownership. All of these changes are not just about adoption, but a structure shift that transforms very infrastructure of existing industries through technology. We are not just applying blockchain as a patch. We have created a structure that transfers entire industries. In the global token business market, less than 3% of projects own their own mainnet. Over 97% rely on borrowing a public chain. The reason is simple. Because designing and maintaining a mainnet is technically too complex, and issuing a coin under regulatory constraints is equally difficult. But our technology comes with a complete supply structure for mainnets. Let me walk you through it. First, the mainnet itself is open source. This allows developers and enterprises to easily access it, driving ecosystem participation. Second, the core source code remains proprietary. This preserves both security and technological sovereignty while enabling independent and trusted mainnet delivery. Third, the mainnet can be fully customized for NFTs, DAOs, GameFi, RWAs, finance, and even public institutions running token-based business. We offer multiple delivery models, from pre-built mainnets to branded mainnet deployments tailored to different business needs. The revenue model is also clear, with an initial infrastructure investment followed by transaction-based operating model. It can be operated at significantly lower cost than using a public chain. Today, 97% of the Web3 market is running without its own mainnet. Our technology is ready to replace and supply the massive market immediately. This is the beginning of a new era, not of selling technology, but of delivering the very infrastructure itself. The graphs you see here shows the projected 5-year revenue and profit from the core as mainnet-based exchange and node business. Over 5 years, cumulative revenue is projected at 1.038 trillion Korean won, with total cumulative profit of 428.4 billion Korean won. That's a profit margin of around 41%, a very stable structure for a technology-driven infrastructure business. And this profit doesn't come only from transaction fees. It is the result of a diverse structure that combines participation fees from the node enterprises, mainnet delivery, exchange operations, and infrastructure outsourcing revenue. We are not just showcasing technology. We are presenting a practical infrastructure supply model designed with profitably and solid financial structure. This slide presents a 5-year projected income statement for the new blockchain-based business. It summarizes, in financial terms, the revenue and the profit structure we discussed earlier. As you can see across revenue, cost of sales, operating profit, and net income, the business maintains stable margins and demonstrates gradual growth over 5 years. Operating profit margins also remain consistently strong, highlighting the stability and scalability of this technology-driven infrastructure business. The strength of the business is already proven in its structure. This technology has not remained just at the corporate level. It has already been officially introduced and recognized on the stage of national policy and institutional discussions. We have delivered 3 official presentations on this technology at the main auditorium of the National Assembly of Korea. The topics ranged from blockchain architecture innovation to post-quantum security to real-world use cases that redesign industrial structures. These sessions were attended by members of parliament, policy staff from across parties, and were later covered by Global Epic on July 8, 2024. We also submitted a 129-page technical report to key figures in the presidential election campaign. This report highlighted the social and policy impact of the technology, presenting it not merely as an innovation, but as a real agenda tied to national infrastructure and future industry policy. The response was positive, leading to further requests for internal review and consideration. This technology is no longer just an industry innovation. It has become a practical infrastructure linked directly to national policy agendas. At this stage, the question is no longer, will it work? But how do we lead it forward? What you have seen so far, the technology and the business, is not just an idea. It is a structure that is fully executable. The reason is simple: the strength of the core team driving it. Our team is composed of experts with more than 20 years of hands-on experience and leadership in fields such as blockchain, post-quantum security, platform strategy, AI, global marketing, investment, and public industry. From former executives of major corporations to professionals from global consulting firms to technologists with proven mainnet expertise and advisors in policy and industrial strategy, these are the people who makes this possible. The reason this technology can be realized and has the power to move industries forward is the people behind it. Together, we have explored why this is not just another blockchain and how it is fundamentally reshaping the way industries operate. This is not just another piece of technology. It is a new infrastructure that redefines industries and a structured future that is no longer impossible. Thank you sincerely for joining us at this starting point. This is not another blockchain, but a technology that redesigns industries. Thank you.